All right, as promised, let's look at this question. We said x cubed plus 5x squared plus 3x minus 6 as our dividend. And we're dividing that by x plus 2. I'm impressed with how straight this line is. Kudos to me today. Great stuff. All right, so we're starting the process by dividing by the leading term. In this case, it's x. We're going to say x divides x cubed to give us x squared. Let me shift this down a little bit. So we should have x squared here, right? And then what we're going to say is if I multiply this quotient through by x plus 2, I'll know what I would have had to divide by. So it's going to be x times x squared, which is x cubed, and 2 times x squared, which is 2x squared. So this is what would have had to have been divided to give me x squared. And we spoke about that in the last video, right? The logistics of it, which in a sense means that there is an imaginary 2x squared that's there that we've added that we must now subtract, right? Now, so we don't change the value of the original dividend, right? So let's subtract this, but let's put some placeholder values here so that our subtractions are all in line. So x cubed minus x cubed gives us 0. 5x squared minus 2x squared should give us 3x squared. 3x minus 0x should give us 3x. And negative 6 minus 0 should give us minus 6 or negative 6, right? Good. We now have our new dividend, which is 3x squared plus 3x minus 6. We're going to divide through again by the leading term. And we get x into 3x squared, or x divides 3x squared to just give us 3x. And everybody's in the same place and we're comfortable. So we now need to multiply this 3x by x plus 2. And we get x times 3x is 3x squared. And 2 times 3x is simply 6x. And I'll put a placeholder constant there. And we have our subtraction, right? We're going to go 3x squared minus 3x squared is 0. 3x minus 6x is minus 3x. Minus 6 minus 0 is minus 6. We're almost there. This is our new dividend again. All right, we're going to shift this up a bit. Maybe I can make this a little bit smaller. Perfect. All right, this is way better. All right, let's see if we can get this done before a garbage truck comes around the corner. I have faith, which is about to be destroyed. All right, so x into negative 3x is negative 3. Why are they driving so fast? Right? And x times negative 3 is negative 3x, and 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. And so when we do our subtraction here, we get negative 3x minus a negative 3x, and negative 6 minus a negative 6. And we realize that in this instance, we have no remainder, or the remainder is 0, right? What are we saying in this instance? That means that x cubed plus 5x squared plus 3x minus 6 divided by x plus 2 is equal to x squared plus 3x minus 3 as our quotient with no remainder. All right? And what that means is that this x plus 2 times this expression, this polynomial, this quadratic here, gives me this dividend. Essentially, what this is saying is that x plus 2 is a factor of the expression, right? Of x cubed plus 5x squared plus 3x minus 6. That's what that is saying. Yeah. Now, there are a couple of questions that you're going to see that are going to lead with that. Here, we divided first and we ended up with our quotient and a remainder of 0. And that then says to us and triggers us saying, hey, x plus 2 is a factor. But there are questions that are going to start with the premise that your divisor is a factor. And once they tell you that your divisor is a factor, gentle people, that means that your remainder is 0. It makes sense, right? If I say that 6 has factors, you set him what are the factors of 6, and I'll say your times table, 2, 3, 6 itself, 1. Any of those terms, any of those factors, 6 divides 2 to give you 3, no remainder, or remainder 0. Once you have a factor, the remainder is automatically 0. And that's important because that leads us to, or it leads into remainder and factor theorem. Mind you, we're going to do a couple more examples. And I don't know, I have flexibility on this channel to do as many questions as I want. So it might not be a couple, it might be quite a few because math is practice and I want you comfortable. So let's look at what I will probably give you next as our next question. Let's find something. Let us try. We can try this. Let's divide 6x cubed minus 11x squared plus 7x minus 6. We're going to divide that by 2x minus 3. Let's do that. That's our next one. And when we pick up, hopefully you'll have your answer and we can use that to kind of the video to verify that you did the right thing. All right. Great one, gentle people. Don't forget to like and subscribe.